reduces waste, but also ensures that every KitKat tastes the same, bite after bite. Nestlé has devised a clever solution to avoid waste while maintaining the consistent flavor and texture that fans enjoy. This secret ingredient is KitKat's iconic flavor, while also helping brand sustainability efforts. After the wafers have been layered with KitKat food, they are cut along rectangular bars. The wafer bars are then placed in molds and coated with a layer of chocolate.
The iconic snap and wondering what makes this simple, crunchy treat so delicious? Whether it's the velvety chocolate coating or the crispy wafer layers, KitKat has become a global phenomenon, delighting chocolate lovers of all generations. Since its humble beginnings in the 1930s, KitKat has grown to become one of the world's most recognizable and beloved chocolate bars, producing over 7 million bars per day. That is correct, every day. However, the journey from raw ingredients to a perfectly packaged red and white bar is far more complicated than you might expect. Before we get into the process, please subscribe to our channel to learn more about cutting-edge technologies used in today's farm and factory productions, particularly those involving artificial intelligence. Every KitKat bar is the result of a global process, cutting-edge technology, and a long history of chocolate-making expertise. From lush cocoa farms to cutting-edge mega factories, we're about to delve into the fascinating world of KitKat production. Along the way, you'll come across an unexpected secret ingredient that adds a new twist to the process. Origins of KitKat, a global phenomenon. Before we enter the chocolate factories, let's turn back the clock to the 1930s. KitKat, as we know it today, began as an idea in York, England, when the Rowntree's company sought to create an affordable, convenient snack for employees to carry in their lunchboxes. Originally known as Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp, the bar quickly gained popularity. In 1937, it was rebranded as KitKat after a popular 17th century literary club in London. But now let's get into what truly distinguishes KitKat bars, the ingredients. The journey begins not in a factory, but on a farm thousands of miles away. Cocoa beans, the initial chapter of a KitKat bar. Every KitKat bar's story begins in West Africa's vibrant cocoa farms, which account for more than 70% of global cocoa production. Cocoa trees thrive in the warm, humid climates of countries such as Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, producing pods that contain cocoa beans, the lifeblood of chocolate. Farmers use machetes to carefully harvest cocoa pods from trees twice a year, in March and October. These colorful pods, which range from green and yellow to vibrant reds and purples, are split open to reveal rows of cocoa beans nestled within a sticky white pulp. Each pod contains between 20 and 50 beans, but not every bean is destined for greatness. Only the best beans, chosen for their size, color, and texture, will make their way into a KitKat bar. Cocoa harvesting is a labor-intensive process that requires both skill and patience. After the beans are extracted from the pods, the fermentation process begins, allowing them to reach their full flavor potential. Fermentation, the secret to great chocolate. Fermentation is a critical step in the production of high-quality chocolate. Once harvested, the cocoa beans are stored in shallow wooden boxes or piled high and covered with banana leaves. The beans naturally ferment for 5 to 7 days. This is where the magic happens. Enzymatic reactions break down the sugars in the pulp surrounding the beans, causing chemical changes that give the cocoa its rich, complex flavor profile. During fermentation, the temperature of the beans can reach 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius, and farmers must turn them periodically to ensure even fermentation. This process is critical. Without it, the chocolate made from the beans would lack the nuanced flavors we have come to expect from premium chocolate. Consider it like aging wine. The longer the process, the better the end result. After fermentation, the beans are dried under the hot African sun. This sun-drying process lasts about a week and reduces the moisture content of the beans, preparing them for the long journey to the factory. Once dried, the beans are packed into burlap sacks, weighing between 130 and 200 pounds. These sacks are then loaded onto trucks and transported to ports before being shipped across oceans, often thousands of miles, to Nestlé factories in countries such as the United Kingdom, where the transformation from bean to bar begins in earnest. The cocoa beans may have traveled far, but their journey is far from complete. When they arrive at the factory, they must go through a number of critical steps before they can be called chocolate. When the cocoa beans arrive at the factory, they undergo a highly automated and efficient cleaning and sorting process. However, this is not just any cleaning. Given that factories handle hundreds of tons of beans per day, The process must be extremely precise. Machines are used to separate the beans from foreign matter, such as twigs, stones, and husks. High-tech sensors, blowers, and screens sort through the cocoa beans, ensuring that only the best ones make the cut. These machines are so finely tuned that they can detect and remove even the smallest impurities, resulting in high-quality chocolate. Following cleaning, the beans are roasted. Roasting cocoa beans is similar to roasting coffee. Different temperatures and times result in different flavor profiles. Nestlé keeps the exact roasting details of KitKat under wraps because they've developed a unique roasting technique that gives their chocolate its distinct flavor. However, we do know that roasting is an important step in producing the rich, deep flavors required for great chocolate. Once the cocoa beans have been roasted, they can be cracked open. Inside the bean is the prized cocoa nib, the purest form of chocolate before any other ingredients are added. The nibs are separated from the husks, which are then discarded or reused as mulch. The cocoa nibs are then ground down with industrial grinders. The grinding process turns the solid nibs into a thick, dark liquid known as chocolate liquor. Chocolate liquor, despite its name, contains no alcohol. Instead, it is a mixture of cocoa solids and cocoa butter, the two main components of chocolate. This chocolate liquor has a thick and grainy texture at first, but it smooths out after refining and grinding. This chocolate liquor yields cocoa powder and cocoa butter, both of which are required for chocolate production. After preparing the chocolate liquor, mix it with sugar, milk, and vegetable fats. The ratio of these ingredients is critical in determining the flavor and texture of the finished chocolate bar. Nestlé uses a carefully controlled recipe to create KitKat's smooth milk chocolate, which strikes the ideal balance of sweetness and creaminess. Factory workers use large industrial mixers to blend these ingredients in massive quantities, allowing KitKat to produce millions of bars per day. An interesting fact is that KitKat's recipe includes vegetable fats. Why? While cocoa butter is a premium fat, vegetable fats help to reduce production costs, making KitKat more affordable to consumers without sacrificing taste. After the ingredients are combined, the chocolate is further refined to remove any remaining grit and achieve a smooth, glossy consistency. But we're not finished yet. The next step is conching, which is essential for making chocolate melt in your mouth. Conching is the final stage of chocolate's texture and flavor development. In this process, the chocolate mixture is ground and mixed continuously in large machines known as concho for several hours, if not days. This step further refines the chocolate, removing any rough particles and resulting in the silky, smooth texture that we all know and enjoy. While cheaper chocolates may skip this step, Nestlé does not take shortcuts. The longer chocolate is conched, the creamier it gets. KitKat's extended conching process ensures that each bite is as smooth and indulgent as possible. Conching also influences the final flavor of the chocolate. The constant mixing helps to evenly distribute the cocoa butter and other ingredients, ensuring that each KitKat bar has the same rich, balanced flavor. Now that the chocolate is smooth and rich, it's time to ensure the perfect snap when you break off a piece of KitKat. Tempering is the process used to achieve this. Tempering involves carefully controlling the temperature of the chocolate as it cools. If you've ever seen a chocolate bar that appears dull or has a whitish bloom on the surface, it's the result of improperly tempered chocolate. Nestlé manufactures KitKat using high-tech tempering machines that precisely control the temperature of the chocolate, cooling it to around 27 degrees Celsius to ensure a glossy finish and satisfying snap. Once tempered, the chocolate is ready to be combined with KitKat's iconic wafers, but not before one final step. What distinguishes a KitKat is not just the chocolate, but also the wafer. The wafer is the unsung hero of the KitKat bar, providing a satisfying crunch that complements the creamy chocolate coating. The creation of the wafer is a meticulous process in itself. The dough for the wafers is made with simple ingredients like flour, water, and a touch of sugar. This dough is poured into large molds, resulting in thin, flat sheets. These wafer sheets are then baked at a precise temperature, typically around 150 degrees Celsius, until golden brown and crisp. After baking, the wafer sheets are cooled before proceeding to the next stage of production, layering with the secret KitKat filling. Here's a little-known fact. The creamy filling between the wafer layers of a KitKat is made of KitKat. Yes, you read it correctly. Any KitKat bars that do not meet Nestlé's strict quality standards are ground into a fine powder and combined with chocolate to make the filling for new bars. This process not only reduces waste, but also ensures that every KitKat tastes the same, bite after bite. Nestlé has devised a clever solution to avoid waste while maintaining the consistent flavor and texture that fans enjoy. This secret ingredient gives KitKat its iconic flavor, while also helping the brand's sustainability efforts. After the wafers have been layered with KitKat filling, they are cut into long, rectangular bars. The wafer bars are then placed in molds and coated with a layer of liquid chocolate. This chocolate coating gives KitKat its distinctive glossy appearance and delicious flavor. The wafers are coated in chocolate using specialized machines capable of producing hundreds of bars per minute. After coating, the bars are sent through a cooling tunnel where the chocolate solidifies, transforming from a liquid to the shiny, crunchy coating we know. Once the bars have passed quality control, they are sent to the packaging line. The process of wrapping KitKats in their iconic red and white foil is extremely fast, with over 300 bars wrapped per minute. The packaging machines are designed to perform the task precisely, ensuring that each bar is wrapped neatly and efficiently. After packaging, the bars are boxed and temporarily stored before being delivered to distribution centers. With over 1 billion KitKat bars consumed annually in the UK alone, there is a constant demand for new shipments. KitKat bars are loaded onto trucks and shipped to retailers all over the world from Nestlé's factories. A look ahead, as much as KitKat is about indulgence, Nestlé is committed to making the famous chocolate bar as environmentally friendly as possible.